Centuries ago, there was an evil called slavery that rained ruin upon the African Americans, causing them to be stripped of everything they held dear, but most of all, they lost their freedom. But there was one man who was determined to make a change in what was thought to be a normal life, and his name was Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass was just like all the slaves, but he had this fire in his soul telling him to make a change and that there was more to life than just beatings and cruelty. Frederick Douglass was so determined to escape the clutches of slavery that he even taught himself how to read and write, and was clever enough to get some boys to teach him so he wouldn't forget the language he so desperately needed to master. There was this man named Mr. Covey who was a simple farmer with a devilish soul, and he wanted so badly to break Douglass. But Frederick Douglass had a plan to escape that hell that is so-called slavery, and to escape to the land of the free and the land of peace. Frederick had multiple obstacles to overcome, but that never stopped him in his determination. He was only given new clothes yearly, and even then he could barely last him a whole year. He'd be almost naked all the time. One problem of Frederick's was if a slave was caught sneaking out, he would be taken back into the lion's den, of which, if they returned, they would have been severely beaten. One day Mr. Covey decided to prowl up behind Douglass and to try and tie him up with a rope in order to beat him until he finally browsed down to him like a god. But unfortunately he failed, and in doing so Douglass took the wrath of in his heart and took Mr. Covey and slammed him into the barn wall like he was born to do so, and then started throwing punches of justice and rage at him, and he got a better grip on him and slammed him on the ground and took a few punches and backed off, worried for his life. But Mr. Covey had a reputation to keep as a slaveholder, therefore he never spoke of it, and from then on he never laid a hand on Douglass due to the fear of him doing it again and the rage of injustice in his eyes. Douglass had a plan to escape that hell that Mr. Covey had created, but he knew he couldn't do it alone. So when the time came, he went to people for help, convincing them to help him escape, so that called lion's den, never to return. After Douglass escaped to the land of the free, he joined the Anti-Slavery Society and started doing his own speeches, and people who wanted to end slavery and the evil it had stirred up. After a while, he got married to a fine woman. He was a man who was born to be a slave forever, but took it into his own hands to change that so-called destiny and turn it into a curse.